Okay, good afternoon everyone. So basically what I'm just going to go through is do a quick examination on an 8-day drop dial US wall clock. This particular movement is by EN Welch, and these are quite popular and quite common, and they're readily available on eBay. You can pick them up unrestored for around 100 to 200 pounds. This is one that's an attic find. I've literally just taken off the dial, the hand, to get a better look at the movement, and to see essentially what steps are required. I'll quickly walk the movement through with you just to give you a better idea. But as I said, these US wall clocks are actually very common, and they're a nice entry level clock to work on, because of their simplicity and the fact that they are so readily available. So on this movement here, what you've got is essentially you've got the going train on this side, okay, the escapement, you've got the crotch, and again it's an anchor escapement, and then we go down here to the pendulum. This particular clock strikes a bell rather than a gong, and here we've got the actual strike train. So if I lift this to give you an idea of it striking, that strikes on the hour, and you can see that on the count wheel. The indentations count the hours. Okay, so it's actually just up there. So the priority for this clock is I've had a quick look at it. I've checked a few things. One is I had a quick look at the mainsprings. So because of the age of the clock, I don't think it's been going for around 20 to 30 years. I'm going to replace both mainsprings. You can see those located here and here. So this is the going train mainspring and the strike train mainspring. What you need to do is, first of all, if you're particularly interested in this kind of subject and you're new to it, is to invest in some source material, some practical clock repair manuals which are available online, and there's some particularly instructive ones. You can also look up YouTube videos, and the British Horological Institute also have some technical hints. So what I would also recommend is that you have a good understanding of the safety implications of working on movements, because it can be quite dangerous. There's a lot of power in these mainsprings, and they are quite dangerous when you go to let them down to dismantle movements. Secondly, if you're cleaning the clock, you'll tend to use an ammonia-based substance or horological cleaner, which is very dangerous. So you need to make sure you're familiar with the steps involved in using these kind of cleaning materials. So, like I said, it's a relatively straightforward clock. A few things I've checked so far. I've checked the end shake on the pivots. So my next plan is some of these will need to be bushed because they've been, essentially this clock hasn't been serviced in about 20-25 years, so it'll need a proper overhaul. It's in reasonable condition. I'm going to strip the clock entirely, so that means winding down the power in the mainsprings, dismantling the clock, cleaning it thoroughly with an ammonia-based product, and that'll give me better access to look at the pivots, to polish them, look at the teeth on the wheels, particularly the escape wheel here. I also noticed that there's quite a large indentation on the pallets of the escapement, which again will need to be either replaced or you can file those out and repolish them. And just to remove all the grime and the accumulated dirt of 2 decades from the pivots as well. So you can see what happens here is people tend to over oil the clock. It needs a very small amount of oil for these clocks, and you only need to put it into the oil wells. What happens is with excess oil is that it attracts dirt, dust and grime that sits on the pivots, and as they work on the plates it actually causes friction which grinds away the brass in the plate, and eventually unchecked what will happen is that'll distort the hole, leading to reduced efficiency of the clock itself, and ultimately at some point in time the clock will stop. So again, this clock is stopping start. I haven't done much with it. I just want to see it go. It's not. So there, that's the initial challenge. It's like I said, it's a nice clock. These are very easy to work with, and they're certainly a good entry level clock for anyone who does have an interest in this kind of this field. It's a nice hobby to have. I'll just give you a better idea of the movement, the actual case itself. So these are quite attractive. Now what I'll be doing is over the next couple of weeks I'll be posting videos of the work I do on this movement. Okay, thank you for watching.